You are exhausted. It is 11 o'clock at night. You are lying in bed, phone in hand, scrolling through nothing in particular. Your brain knows you should sleep. Your body knows you should sleep. And yet, something inside you keeps pushing forward. Something keeps you awake. That something is not a bad habit. It is not laziness. It is not a character flaw. It is a survival system that is over 40,000 years old. And it has no idea what a phone is. Your body still thinks you live in a cave. Not metaphorically. Literally. The systems running your biology right now were designed for a world that no longer exists. The alarm signals firing in your chest when you hear a loud noise. The way your appetite surges at night. The reason your focus collapses in the afternoon. None of it is random. All of it made perfect sense once. In a world of darkness, predators, and fire. Understanding that world is the only way to understand yourself. Let's go back. Way back. For roughly 200,000 years, your ancestors lived in small groups, 10 to 50 people at most. No cities, no calendars, no clocks. Time was not divided into hours. It was divided into seasons, into harvests, into migrations. The body tracked time not through numbers on a screen, but through light. Specifically, the color and intensity of sunlight hitting the back of your eye. This is not poetry. This is neuroscience. Inside your eye, beyond the rods and cones you learned about in school, there is a third type of cell. Discovered by neuroscientist Ignacio Provencio in the late 1990s, these cells are called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells. They have one job and one job only. They detect blue light, the kind of light that comes from the open sky. And they relay that signal directly to a tiny cluster of neurons in the hypothalamus, called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This structure is your internal clock. And for 200,000 years, it received a very simple message. Blue light means day, darkness means night. Then you invented the screen. Your phone emits blue light. Your laptop emits blue light. The LED strips above your desk emit blue light. Every time you look at a screen after sundown, you are sending your suprachiasmatic nucleus the same signal it would receive at noon on a summer day. Your clock does not reset. It simply refuses to wind down. Melatonin, the hormone that tells every cell in your body that night has arrived, gets suppressed. And you lie there, tired but wired, wondering why sleep will not come. Your ancestors never had this problem. When the sun went down, the world went dark, almost completely dark. The only light available was fire, orange, flickering low in blue wavelength. Your eyes could detect it, your clock ignored it. Night fell, melatonin rose, and sleep followed as naturally as breathing. But here is where it gets stranger. Your ancestors did not sleep the way you do, not in one long continuous block from midnight to 8. Historian Roger Ekirch spent 16 years studying pre-industrial sleep records, diaries, court documents, medical texts, and discovered that for most of human history, people slept in two separate phases. A first sleep lasting 3 or 4 hours, followed by an hour or two of quiet wakefulness in the middle of the night, then a second sleep until dawn. This middle of the night waking was not insomnia. It was not anxiety. It was normal. People used it to pray, to think, to talk quietly in the dark, to have sex. If you wake at 3 in the morning and cannot fall back asleep, your doctor might call it a sleep disorder. Your ancestors would have called it the watch. Your body is not broken. It is running an older program. Now consider hunger. You have probably noticed that your appetite behaves strangely at night. You eat dinner. You feel full. 2 hours later, something in you wants to eat again. This is not weakness. This is a system called the anabolic drive, and your hypothalamus controls it. At night, your ancient body expects caloric density. Why? Because in a world without refrigerators or grocery stores, food availability was uncertain. Storing energy before sleep was survival. The body that ate more at night survived winters that killed the body that did not. Researcher Sachin Panda at the Salk Institute has spent decades studying how this rhythm, called the circadian feeding cycle, interacts with metabolic health. His findings are striking. When you eat matters almost as much as what you eat. Eating in alignment with your body's ancient expectations. More calories earlier in the day. Nothing after dark. Produces measurably better metabolic outcomes. Your body is not confused about when food should arrive. You are the one who has confused it. There is more. Consider stress. Your stress response. The surge of cortisol and adrenaline that makes your heart pound and your thoughts race. Was designed for one thing: immediate physical danger. A predator in the grass. Arrival from another tribe. A fire moving toward your camp. The system is spectacular. In a genuine emergency, it can save your life. It floods your muscles with blood. It sharpens your vision. It suppresses digestion, suppresses immune function. Suppresses everything not immediately useful for running or fighting. The problem is that your amygdala, the ancient alarm center buried deep in your brain, cannot tell the difference between a lion and an email from your manager. Psychologist Robert Sapolsky at Stanford has spent his career studying stress in primates. His conclusion, drawn from decades of research, is both elegant and devastating. You are the only animal on Earth that can activate a full stress response by thinking about something that has not happened yet. A lion does not lie awake worrying about next week's hunt. Your ancestor did not spend 3 hours mentally rehearsing a difficult conversation. But you do. And every time you do, your ancient stress system launches a full, body emergency response to a threat that exists only in your imagination. Your blood pressure rises, your immune system dips, your digestion stalls. All for a meeting that is still 48 hours away. Now consider something you might not expect. Social pain. When you feel rejected. When someone ignores your message. When you are excluded from a group. When someone speaks harshly to you. The region of your brain that activates is the same region that processes physical pain. Not a similar region. The same one. Research by Naomi Eisenberger at UCLA used brain imaging to show that social rejection and a punch to the arm light up identical areas of the anterior cingulate cortex. Why would the brain treat social rejection like a wound? Because for your ancestors, it was one. Being cast out of your group 40,000 years ago was a death sentence. You could not hunt alone. You could not survive a winter alone. You could not raise children alone. The group was survival. Losing the group's acceptance was as dangerous as losing a limb. So your brain evolved to treat both as emergencies of equal severity. This is why a negative comment online can ruin your day, even when you know, logically, that it does not matter. Your logic is new. Your nervous system is ancient. And the ancient part is louder. The fatigue you feel in early afternoon is not laziness. It is a post-lunch dip coded into your circadian rhythm by millions of years of equatorial living, where the midday heat made physical exertion dangerous and rest was the intelligent choice. The rush of anxiety when you stand at the edge of a height is not irrational. It is the preservation instinct of every ancestor who did not fall. The way your heart rate climbs in a large crowd is not a personality flaw. It is the ancient wariness of strangers, evolved in a species that knew every face and trusted almost none of them. Your body is not malfunctioning. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. It is just doing it in a world its builders never imagined. A world of artificial light and always available food and digital strangers and 37 unread messages and a meeting in 48 hours. You cannot delete the ancient system. It runs too deep. But you can learn its language. You can give it blue light darkness after sundown. You can feed it in the morning and let it rest at night. You can tell it gently when the threat is imaginary. You can understand that the voice screaming danger at 3 in the morning is not the voice of your future. It is the voice of every ancestor who made it through the night. You are exhausted. It is late. Somewhere in the dark parts of your brain, an old alarm is still running, scanning for predators, watching the tree line, listening for sounds that don't belong. It has been running every night of your life. It kept your ancestors alive for 200,000 years. Tonight, there is nothing in the dark. Put the phone down. Let the old system rest.